What's up everyone, Lex DeVille here, and in this video we are talking about 5 article writing tips for beginners. So if you are someone who's been thinking about writing articles, freelance writing, and you just want some tips to maybe help you get started, help you pick the right gigs, help you pick the easy cash jobs, that's what you're going to get in today's video, so keep watching. For those who don't know me, I'm Lex DeVille, and on this channel we help people escape corporate prison and build a freelance empire. We share a lot of freelance and freelance writing tips each week, so if you're new, consider subscribing. Today we're talking about 5 article writing tips for beginners. A lot of people believe that article writing is low pay work and that it's oversaturated. That's actually not the case at all, and in today's video, I'm going to show you what I look for in articles that helps me pick articles that are going to be fast to write, easy to write, pay well, and are just generally going to be worth my time. So if that's what you're looking for, let's go ahead and dive into those 5 tips, article writing tips for beginners. Alright, so tip number 1, never take an article over 1,000 words unless it's worth it. This is a big one because I see a lot of people taking these huge article writing gigs, 1,000 words, 2,000 words, 10,000 words. I don't know, I haven't seen too many 10,000 words, but you need to make it worth it. And this is one of the biggest beginner mistakes. There's people out there, $5, $15 for 1,000 words or even more words than that, and that is just not worth your time because you can't break it down into a way that makes sense for you, because if you have to write 1,000 words and that takes you an hour and you make $15 for that article, then you got paid $15 an hour. But if it takes you two hours because it's a 1,000-word article or more, then you only got paid half of that, and that's not very good. That's $7.50 an hour. I don't even think that's minimum wage. Is there anywhere in the United States where that is minimum wage? I don't know, but you wouldn't want to take articles that are over 1,000 words unless it's worth it. So what is worth it? To me, I would probably do it anywhere from $60 to $100 if you're on the freelance platforms, maybe more if you're going outside of those places. If you're doing like cold email or something, you'll want to pitch that a little bit higher because people are going to be willing to pay those higher rates. Anyway, that's the bottom line with that one. Just don't do it. Stick to stuff that's under 1,000 words. I prefer the 500 range. I think that's a good word count. It matches up for SEO purposes, and it's just a really good, solid, quick and easy to write article, and it's going to make it more worth your time if you stick to articles that are in that range. By the way, if you want to take a deep dive into article writing that goes even beyond what I can give you in these 5 tips, I'll post a link up above to a course I just launched on article writing. It's a Udemy course. You can get it for like $10 if you use my link with the coupon code. Anyway, let's go straight into tip number 2. That's going to be avoid articles that cover hard topics. You don't want to take like super technical articles. You don't want to take stuff where you're explaining rocket science unless you're explaining it in super simple terms. You don't want to write a technical manual for a military Jeep and how to change the oil. Maybe you do, but I don't. That's something I wouldn't personally want to do because that's going to be harder to write. And remember, the more time it takes me to write, the less pay I'm making overall. So even if I bill high rates, if it's taking me a long time to write these articles, then that's just cutting down the actual amount of pay versus time that I have, and I want more free time and I want more pay. So if you want to make this into a full-time thing for you where it can be actually worth it and build up to either good part-time rates or full-time rates or even beyond, then you need to stick to articles that are not going to be hard to write. You want fast articles. You want simple articles. Go in there, write simple articles, boom, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it takes, and then you submit it, you're done, and you get paid. That's how I like it. That's what makes sense for me. Maybe that makes sense for you as a beginner. I would think so. Tip number 3, niche down for high pay. Money's in the niche, people. When it comes to article writing, you can be a high-level writer. You can write about the biggest topics. You can write about travel and food and all these different things, and you can have all those just like different skill sets. But I like to pick a niche, and I like to stick to that niche for a while because that's how you become an expert in the niche. By expert, I just mean somebody who has proof to back you up, credibility markers, authority. You can show that you've done some of these articles, and by being able to show that you've done past articles, that's going to help clients want to pay you more money because you're an expert in that topic. So I wouldn't be writing about travel and food and, jumping out of airplanes and all this other different stuff. I would pick one of those, and that would be my niche, at least for a while. So if you're thinking about getting into articles, you're a beginner, pick a niche. It's worth it. You can start out writing for, here, and here, but as you go on, niche down a little bit, pick one specific area, and make that your focus so that you can bill higher rates and start to establish yourself as an expert. All right, tip number 4, set minimum rates and don't go lower. There's a lot of clients out there who are going to want to pay you low rates. There's a lot of, especially on Upwork, on other freelance platforms, you're going to find clients who are wanting to bill, they want to pay $1 for, 500 words. They want to pay $5 for 1,000 words, up to maybe $15 at the top end. You want to set certain rates, like a pay floor, and you want to stick to those rates no matter what. Don't go lower, even if you're not getting work for a little bit. Just wait, just be patient, and don't go lower than those rates, because if you do, it's really going to hurt you in the long run, because you'll end up get in this pattern of taking those. You'll be at those $15 rates. You'll say, man, I need double the amount of articles that I needed before at my minimum rates just to make the same amount of money. So I've got to try and pick up these because those were easy to pick up. They were fast for me to get, and now I've got to do double that to get my the level of pay I need for the month. But you don't want to get stuck in that pattern because it can get you caught up in a loop. Soon you're feeling burnt out, you're feeling tired, exhausted from writing, and you don't even want to write anymore. And then eventually you give up your dreams and you just, you rot away in a corner or something. That is not how you want to be. So set your minimums, know what those minimums are to get you the amounts of money that you need each month, and then focus on that and only accept those minimum rates. Do not go below that. Tip number 5. This is a big one. Take more work than you think you can handle, because you can handle more work than you realize. And this is probably the biggest mistake freelancers make as beginners, as beginner article writers. You take one article, you take 3 articles a week, maybe you even take 10 articles a week, and you think, man, I'm really pushing the envelope here, and I don't think I can take anymore. But the fact is, you can take way more. If you're doing 500-word articles, then 2 articles is only 1,000 words, and 4 articles is only 2,000 words, and 6 articles is only 3,000 words. When I was publishing ebooks, I was writing books at 10,000 words a day. That's a lot of freaking words, and when you break it down into 500-word articles, that's a lot of articles. Now, if you imagine you're taking $30 or $50 per article, and you can build up to that, what's 50 times that amount? That's a lot. So I think I calculated it out the other day that you could get up to like 16 articles at 30 minutes or something over the course of a day. So imagine you're doing 16 articles at $50 an article, 5 days a week or 7 days a week or whatever you want to do. You can handle these amounts and you can make huge pay from it. And it's just a matter of building up to it over time. So that's what that's going to take. Anyway, yeah. You can take so much more work than you think you can handle. But one thing that holds a lot of freelancers back is they stop accepting work or they stop applying to gigs because they think that they can't take that much work. They think that it's going to be too much and overwhelm them. But here's the thing. If you get to a point where you actually can't handle the work, then it's time to outsource and it's time to hand over some of that work and start bringing on a team, building a team, creating an agency, and expanding. This is how you expand your freelance business. So just be thinking about that. I think that that's a good final tip to leave off on. And that's where we're going to leave it for today. If you want more of these tips, subscribe, click the get notification bell. I'm happy to have you in our little group here. Always fun. Make sure you check out the description for the links and stuff that's in there. And again, if you want the Udemy course, that's totally cool too. We just launched it, getting a lot of good feedback, lots of students enrolled already. Happy to have you with us. Geez, I ran out of stuff to say. Thank you so much for watching. Anyway, I'm Lex DeVille. Come back for more, and I will see you next time.